Hodgepodge Mama here. May 8th is our 12th wedding anniversary. And so in honor of that, I would like to do a video talking about the top 12 things I love about my hubby. So, number 12. My hubby has nice eyes, nice dark brown eyes, and I believe I've been known to use the word gorgeous to refer to them. He's got strong arms, and he always smells good. Number 11. He likes to travel, and he enjoys dancing. And believe it or not, before I met him, I did not seem to be able to find a boyfriend who did. So it was an easy sell on his part. Number 10, he's a spiritual guy, and I enjoy having our deep conversations with him about just things out of this world, basically. He always has lots of great insight, and I enjoy hearing his perspective on things. Number 9 are his language skills. He is a native Spanish speaker. Although we do speak English to each other, except when we're traveling, we usually switch to Spanish to avoid the whole American tourist stigma in a lot of places. He hasn't exactly learned my native Polish yet, but he does have quite a bit of a repertoire with different sayings and words, and especially now with our daughter, I think he's starting to pick up more and more. And speaking of our daughter, also he has really taken the lead in introducing American Sign Language into our repertoire. We're raising our daughter multilingual, and what started out as just basically using baby signs in the beginning to help us communicate with her has turned into, a kind of a family project. So, we're looking forward to just learning more and more ASL as we go. So I like that. Number 8, he's not a typical guy, whatever that means, but I'll tell you what that means to me. And yes, this is based on stereotypes. Okay, so there's the warning. He's not into cars or sports obsessively or hunting. He likes to cook. He's good at it, and he knows how to do his own laundry. Although I like to do laundry, so I do the laundry in our household. But when I met him, we were in the army, and he did his own laundry. So yeah, it's great. I mean, we do watch soccer. We watch some fights, like martial arts, together once in a while. But it's not. Sports are not like such a huge part of our life that, which would be fine if it was something we were both into. But my point is, like, for me, that I'm not all that into sports, it would have been impossible to be married to somebody who, had to watch Sunday night football, Monday night football, and then depending on the season, be into baseball and hockey, and oh my goodness, it's all about the sports. No, I really appreciated that. Also the cars. Couldn't stand it if he spent half of his free time waxing the car and cleaning the car and looking to show it off and putting new gadgets on it, and oh, it's my baby. We actually have an actual human baby, so I'm glad that he spends his time with that baby. So yeah, I'm really glad that he is just outside of the box, not a typical guy. Number 7, he's confident and outgoing, and those are 2 things that I'm kind of lacking, so it's really good to have that compliment coming from his end. He picks up where I leave off, kind of, and he helps balance us out. So I really enjoy that he's confident and outgoing and helps me experience things I wouldn't otherwise. Number 6, he's laid back. He's got a very stress-free outlook on life. He doesn't freak out about things. Even when, we've gone through some beep, and he's always managed to, especially once he became more and more verbal about his spirituality, just leave it in God's hands, and not in a way of, oh, I'm not going to do anything about it, but, we're going to do everything we can and then turn it over to God, and he just doesn't worry about things. And I love that about him, because I worry about everything, whether it needs worrying or not, and it usually doesn't. Number 5, And this is, I think, kind of unique. He takes an interest in and understands a woman's psyche. So I started noticing this very early on in our relationship. He would tell me things that he had read about or heard um, about, what's expected of women, like their menstrual cycle, or, like how we differ in what we want out of relationships, or how we're thinking differently. And so together over the years, we've really enjoyed learning about like different um, aspects of how men and women are different from each other. And he doesn't look at it from a stereotypical like, oh, men are the norm, and then this is all the ways that women kind of diverge from that. He's like, look, men and women are different. Neither is better than the other. And it's helpful for people to know that about each other. And that has been really, really great. I know when I'm PMSing, he knows it before I do. He knows what's coming. It's just really amazing that he can be so in touch with my feelings. So go figure. But that has been very, very interesting, unique, and a breath of fresh air, because I really don't know many guys who are secure enough in their masculinity to take such an active, open-minded interest in women and just accept that women are different, and it's cool and it's interesting, and okay, that's it. So I love that about him. Number 4 is his work ethic. He's dependable. He can take the lead on any project if needed, but he doesn't hog the attention. So if somebody else that he feels is more qualified is available to take the lead, he backs off, no problem. He's very humble like that. But if there's nobody else that's stepping up, he will step up and fill that that need. So it's very interesting. It's very unique. He's not insisting on having things done his way. If there's somebody that he feels is more qualified, that will provide that. And like, he's been very successful in his career. Every job he's ever had, he's excelled at, in the civilian world, in the military. It's just really, really amazing to kind of not really watch him work, because especially now he works with the government. I'm not really privy to what it is that he does behind closed doors, but I can just see from whenever I come in contact with his colleagues, or just from hearing his stories and seeing the results in his promotions, and that he's really good at what he does, whatever it is that he puts his mind to. That's really cool. Number 3, he is a great dad. He is exactly the kind of dad that I knew he was going to be during the years that we struggled with infertility and wanted to have a child. I just knew one of the reasons was, dude, I have got to see this man be a dad, because I just knew that he was going to be awesome. And he is. He's very hands-on. He makes a point to spend daddy and me time with our daughter. He likes to spend time with the 3 of us also. There's nothing that's taking him away from the family, like work-related or social-related. He just, like, if I don't feel like going, was just most of the time, he just takes our daughter and he goes to happy hour, goes to hang out, with his friends. All his friends know our daughter. So, and I think that's great, because well, what's not to love, right? About him spending quality time with his child, for crying out loud. That's wonderful. Number 2, he inspires and encourages me to keep working on myself, to improve myself, to strive to be the best version of myself. So not in a critical kind of way. Like, he doesn't like point out, where I could improve, just like in a nagging kind of way. But when there's the right opportunity and I'm in a good mood and he can sense that, he, in a gentle way, knowing me and knowing what the right words are and when to say them, he will say things often that really make me think, stop and think and consider, you know what, yeah, no, he sees potential in me where I don't. And so I am able to start seeing potential because of that. So that's really, really great. And very, lovable. And the number one reason, or not reason, but the number one thing that I love about my husband is that he's authentic. He's one of the few people that I know who, once you get to know him no matter like what situation you find him in. So he's the same kind of person to his family, to his friends, to his colleagues, to perfect strangers on the street. Like he never puts on a different face, it's always his best face forward kind of thing. Like sometimes, and I've noticed that with myself, if I'm on the phone on a business phone call or something, I hear a switch in my voice, like I talk a little different because I'm trying to be, professional or something. When I'm talking to my family, I'm trying to be, especially my siblings, I'm trying to be more goofy, live up to kind of that expectation that they have of me. When I'm with my friends, I'm probably the most authentic. But no, for him, he's the same for everybody. He doesn't try to be one person for this situation and one person for that situation. If you know him, you know him. You know what kind of person he is, and that is so rare and so hard to find. A lot of people are just so hiding behind these facades and trying to be something that they're not. He's just himself. Like he knows who he is, and he's comfortable in his own skin, and so there's no reason to try to keep track of, who am I supposed to be now? So I love that about him. He's great. So, Boo, I love you. Thanks for a great 12 years. And yeah, here's to many more. Happy anniversary. All right, Hodgepodge Mama signing off. Till next time.